on, go on, go on. Come on, give us something. Go on.
Canting dwarfs.
Wow.
So just spat everywhere.
Canting with an A.
But you know what's amazing about these films is how much, as actors, we have no idea about the process of what's really going on. And I mean, I didn't know that your voice wasn't an effect.
Oh, no,
I thought
it was. They processed it a bit.
That was pretty darn close to what I heard in the film.
I have to say as well, and you probably won't blow your own trumpet on this, I went in and watched Benedict working, and he was physicalizing the beast while doing the vocal work like I've never seen. It was a complete workout.
Yeah, well, I really wanted to do motion capture. Yes, again, because I wanted it to sort of feel like it came from something rather than just being, you know, behind a microphone. And so I wanted there to be something in the face or the motion of the movement, the intention of the movement that was from my ideas of the character. And I could see little bits of that. But I mean, God, what they do. You do normally as an actor, you sit there and you watch yourself and you feel a bit weird. You kind of like, oh, God, I wish I hadn't done that, or why do I look like that, or I wish I'd chosen another take. With this, I'm just sat back going, great. They've just, you know, I did 20% and they've done 80% and it's great.
But I think without that, the dragon would just really be an animation, and I feel like you can really hear the physicality in the voice, and it makes it as magnificent as it really is. Wasn't there one take where you were tasting blood?
A little bit, yeah, because it ruins your voice after a while. It's not advisable at drama schools to sort of use your voice, or anywhere really.
And you had those hands. Tell us about the hands. They were so mad. Up to there, weren't they?
I still think we could have got away with not actually having the hands, just sticking a bit of hair on them. But I guess it was all about scale. So the heads were bigger, the hands were bigger. I mean, I loved having those big muscular forearms, but the sausage fingers. You know, when you need to use the loo in between takes, it's so disappointing. It's just
the scale.
Yeah, the scale.
It's not the dexterity that you have.
Because we didn't go kind of full.
The Wetter Boys could have helped out with that as well. Surely they could do anything these days.
I was offered a set of hands as a souvenir, and I was like, you know what, you can keep them.
Keep your sausage fingers.
Imagine going into a closet and having those just hanging there.
I'm going through customs with a box of hands. Like, who's this? I mean, it was a prosthetic forehead and nose, and a head. And obviously the wig, which went on, I think, 270 times. And each face, once it's off, it's finished. But it evolved through shooting. So we started with something which was much more extreme, and slowly they realized that we were going to see a lot of Thorin's face. So if it was too extreme, we wouldn't really be reading what we were supposed to be. So they made it closer to my own features, which I'm very grateful for. But
that was a very PC way of saying they thought it looked weird and they changed their mind.
Yeah. It was weird though, because at the end of the shoot, having had that thing on my face for so long, I went directly to work on another movie. I think I finished on the Friday and started work on the Monday, and my face was so over animated because the muscles in my face were making that silicon move. So I had to really kind of focus on, you know, not doing anything.
Wow.
How long did it take you to get into your set?
It was about 3 hours.
About 3 hours every day, and then de-rigging probably, what, an hour and a half?
If you can stop, 5 seconds.
2 seconds, yeah. Yeah. But I mean, and then to have to actually give a performance through that, it's remarkable.
With the elves, when we were doing fighting scenes, I had this leather sort of chest plate, and I wore a suede costume, and so the whole costume, you know, didn't move as comfortably as normal civilian clothing, and I would have all sorts of pinches and discomfort. And right before I would think to, you know, I would verbalize a complaint on set, I would just stop and I would look over at a dwarf. And I'd see what they were carrying and the amount of armor and the fat suit and the prosthetics and the hands and everything. And then they've got these weapons that are twice as heavy as what I'm dealing with, and I would just zip my lips and think, I'm just going to not complain. You
know, raising the animosity between dwarves and elves was pretty much based on the fact that they got to wear ear tips. And actually, on one occasion, I think it was one of the first days we were shooting in Riverdale in the first movie, there was a boy in a gossamer nightgown with 2 little pieces of silicone on his ears who fainted because of the heat, and all the dwarves are sitting there going, come on, come on, really, you're going to faint.
I need triggers. I need triggers. Like if somebody just walks up to me on the street and says, you know, give me some of your elvish lines, I kind of freeze, other than Hir Nin Legolas, which is like the easiest thing to remember. The rest, I need a trigger. I need a dwarf at my side.
Did you just say, I've got an itch, Legolas? Was that Elvish? Say it again.
Hir Nin Legolas.
What does it mean?
It means my lord Legolas.
What do you say in Dwarfish when they say, did you make a deal with Thranduil? No, I told him to... What is that?
It's-
Is it really bad?
I pour excrement on the head of your kin. So it's
Brilliant.
basically I shit in your face.
You
I'm
shit
sorry
on
to
Legolas.
say, that's what he said.
shat on
They were
Legolas.
going to subtitle it, and then I think when they got the translation, they felt that it was too much.
I'm so glad they didn't.
It's very funny, though. There was lots of dwarvish coins, wasn't there? I've got about 10 of them. 10 of those.
I think I stole every pair of socks that I was given to wear underneath the dwarf costume, so I've got socks for life. Yeah.
I've got a sweaty mocap uniform. That's all I got to steal. I didn't even get a gold coin to act with.
I snuck away with the moon rune that Keely's playing with in the cell scenes, and nobody knows that until right now. I lost it. I thought it was in my pocket. I don't know. It was in my pocket. The Lost and the Lord of the Rings fan base is sort of a cross-pollination of strange and fantastic geeks. So I'm right at home here. These are my peeps. I like these fans.
I think you have to prepare yourself for men dressing up as Tauriel, because I've encountered so many women dressed as Thorin, and it's really scary. It's really... I thought this woman had grown her own beard, though. It was so realistic.
Well, dwarvish women have beards anyway, so really it's sort of an easy, an easy gender to cross over.
It's not a good look.